Hey everybody, it's Steve 87th here for my 2025 wrap up. Yeah, it's been a little while since I put out a video. That's because I've been quite busy. This might be a little bit of a longer video. I've got a lot of things to go over. I've got like 2 or 3 months of stuff. So why don't we go ahead and get into it and let's see what's happened with me over the last couple of months. Okay, my little story starts in Sevilla, Spain. This is the Spanish high-speed trains that we went to get there. While we were there on the job, the entire place was flooded for the first time in a couple of years. So that started off a great end of the year. Follow up the flooding in Spain by going to my much anticipated trip to Germany. I was supposed to spend 2 weeks in the Munich area, a week over in southern Germany and a week in Austria. And due to things that all happened, we wound up just going to a week in Austria, in which that entire week I spent in bed sick the entire time. And luckily I was able to fly home where I stayed sick for another couple of days. Yeah, so those were my work trips. I also had a trip to Portland right before our Christmas break that started not too long ago. And on top of all of that, my manager decided he didn't want to be management of our group anymore. So he left. And he was supposed to give me a nice little 2-week turnover. And let's just say the last 3 weeks of most of December and November were just bad. I was trying to pick up pieces from things that he had been started or did and all that kind of stuff, with no turnover, and then getting a new manager, a new second level manager, and a new third level manager, and then combining 2 groups together to form our group. So the whole last part of the year was very, very stressful, very demanding. And on top of that, we decided that for Christmas, we weren't going to stay home, and we went on a cruise. So we decided to take a cruise in the Caribbean for a couple of weeks. Actually, it was 1 week. We started off in Fort Lauderdale, wound up back in Fort Lauderdale, spent Christmas actually on the ship, so there was no real presents or anything like that given. And then went back to Fort Lauderdale, where we spent a couple of days before we came back to Seattle. Yes, and don't remember, 2 other things happened. Since I lived in the Seattle area, we were hit with that entire rainstorm and all of that kind of stuff. And some damage was done to the house over that 4 weeks. Part of the time I was not even in the country when the things were happening. And we also got a new kitten. And of course, with a new kitten came changes. This used to be in my family room where, it was just kind of out of my way and didn't have to do anything. And this is where my workbench is. So now it went from a nice big open area for me to work in to this crowded area where I can barely get in and do anything with my trains or find anything or get to any of my tools. So it's been kind of tough doing anything with the hobby. Yes, there is a little bit of a spot that I have to work with, but there's not much room for the chair and all that. And with everything going on, being cooped up in a tiny little space just wasn't really what I was looking for. As you guys know, I did get a little bit of time. I said I went down to Portland, so I was able to stop in at Portland. I had some mail order stuff. I actually had some stuff that I had on order that I didn't even know I had on order. And yes, it's December 31st and I still haven't opened up any of the boxes that I've gotten since November. So let's go ahead and start opening up some boxes and see what I got, because in some cases I don't know what I got. Okay, so let's start with the big pile of stuff. I went to a couple of train shows. One of them was down in Central Washington. The other one was the Boeing train show. And I got a bunch of stuff. One of the things that I got was this small town furniture showroom. If anybody's familiar with small town, they're a lot like DPM. They've got these modular kits and all that. But it was like $6. That was a great deal for it. Wound up getting a couple more of these logging trucks, the Concord green ones. So now I'm up to like 4 or 5 of them. This one was like dirt cheap. They were like selling them for nothing. At the Boeing show, a guy was getting rid of some of his older Promotechs, so I got some Generals, which will become logging trucks. I'll make them all nice and dirty and all that kind of stuff. I think you guys saw that I got like the 6-pack of, or the 16-pack of cars that I got. What else did I get? Oh, one of the guys was doing roll-up doors, so I got me a bunch of roll-up doors in different colors. Large amount of fir trees. Got me some fir trees that I can put together from Scenic Old Growth. This guy, Coastmans, has been around on the West Coast for a long time. He has videos and he also shows you step-by-step directions on how to do some of these trees. So I decided to get some of those, learn how to make some trees. Got some headache racks for the logging trucks. Got some older time loggy trucks. Log sections. They were like $5 a piece from Alloyed Forms. I had some really good deals that I came across. One of the things that I found, which I was really surprised. Oh, here's some more trees that are just kind of dead trunks from Coastmans as well. This one, I've been looking for a lot of these trailers and I can't find them anymore. I do have a liquid distributor who actually uses these. So this is a whole setup where it is the trailer and the bulk container. So I got some of those. Oh, this fire truck was like really cheap, so I wound up getting another fire truck. Plus I have other fire trucks. Got some logs, some dead wood things. Again, that's all from Coastman. These are stumps and just dead pieces of log. These are some smaller stumps and dead pieces of log that you could use. They're really kind of nice. They're actually all natural items that they use, which makes it really kind of nice, makes it easy to use them, and try to figure out how to do them in the future. There's another guy also selling a bunch more of the bulk containers, so I got myself some more bulk containers that I could use. So I think I'm about done with my bulk containers. Let's see, what else did I get? Oh, also, I think this was at a hobby shop that I went to. I went and got some deraillers and some Hayes wheel stops. I figured I could use some of those. They were on sale. Got those. My Portland, Oregon trip, again, this is in no particular order. I got myself a concrete wall culvert. So it's the embankment with the little single track area to go between the two of them. I figured I'll probably use it someplace. This one is the double track bridge, or it makes a really good little short road bridge. This is one of the ones that I already have on my layout and I liked it a lot, so I got another one. Makes it easy to keep it around. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was telling you I got a couple more of those trucks. Here's another one of them. This one's in red, so it's a little bit more modern, but it's the same. It's the Herpa Concord kind of logging truck, which is kind of really weird that these are coming up on the market and they're actually cheap because you can't buy them in the stores anymore. The other thing, starting a big project sometime, don't know when, but there is a company down here who frequents our shows, and that is, I'm sorry, I'm trying to find his name again. Sound Products, engineering.com. Okay, so he actually comes to our shows every once in a while, and they have a variety of, here's the little card, it's a little bit better, with Tim Anderson is the guy who owns the company. But they have the voltage regulators. This is a 1.5 amp supply for switching power. They have kits. This is an emergency flasher kit, turn signal kit with hazards, police strobe light simulator kit, right? All of this stuff has got to be soldered, but it does come with the lights and all that kind of stuff. So these can all be put in. They're all nice and small. And he also has the lights, or actually he told me which lights to get, because I don't think the lights do come with the set. So these are all the miniature lights to go in there. All pretty reasonable price. I think this whole batch here cost me about $120 or something like that. It's a lot of micro lights and connections and all that kind of stuff. They also sell the soldering irons, the really small soldering irons, and the good solder that goes with all these things. And they also have some helpful tools to hold the LEDs in place so that you can go ahead and work them. All right, I'm going to take a short break to get rid of this stuff and start opening up boxes. Okay, so first I'm going to start off with the one that's out already. I also have another Christmas present that I'll show you guys later. But this is a 75-foot aerial ladder truck that's in 1/87 scale that that was on my Amazon list. My sister-in-law, my in-laws got this for me, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law. This is kind of cool. It's a bit of a quint type truck because it's got a pump on it. It's got a little bit of a tank. You can tell it has a tank because it has a lot of hose and hose stretches on it. Plus it also has the inlets, valves, and all that kind of stuff. The only thing bad about this, because I have one of these already, is that this ladder goes up and down, but it doesn't extend out. But it's okay. It's a nice looking piece. And it's a good little truck to use in the fire service. So that's one of my presents. And you can see here, I got some eBay things. Let's look at them real quick. My cat's coming in to see what I'm doing. Either that or else he's hungry because it's dinner time. So, some of this stuff I ordered a while ago, so I don't know what it is. So you guys will be knowing when I know. Okay. This one. This was on eBay. It was actually a reasonably priced River Point Minis. It's a supervisor truck or a chief's truck. So that was kind of good. It was actually within a reasonable price frame. It wasn't like 50 or 60 bucks like they're trying to get for them now, which is kind of disgusting. But, you know, people are people. They try to get what they can for things. And I will admit the River Point vehicles are a little bit better than the new Atlas vehicles because Atlas bought River Point. So this one is from Diecast Direct. I actually have two of these from Diecast Direct. I ordered a bunch of stuff from Diecast Direct a while ago, and it's finally starting to come in. So this is the new Dodge Ram truck that they have in blue. I ordered me one of those. That's kind of a nice little addition. Same truck in black. I think it's the Dodge, right? Yeah, it's the Dodge Ram. Limited edition in black. And let's see, I got, one of the older style Cadillac ambulances, right? What do they actually call this? The Miller Meteor, Cadillac Miller Meteor ambulance. I will be doing some sort of a diorama with this. No, I'm not going to make this into a Ghostbusters ambulance. It's just going to be a regular ambulance that I'll probably pair with my Emergency 51 stuff that I got. So that's kind of nice. There's still some more stuff in here. What else did I get? Oh, yes. The A-Team van. Now, this I had to get just because I grew up during that time and used to like watching that show. So they do have an A-Team van from Burkina. And that looked pretty sharp. So I got one of those just because, you know, you need to have some stuff that reminds you of why you're doing this hobby. It's all for fun, right? Okay, we're going to do another truck here. This is actually from Acme. No, it's actually from Diecast Direct as well. More things that I had on back order. They weren't actually on back order. I did a pre-order on them. You know, the funny thing about pre-orders, wherever you pre-order from, it's just a guessing game when they come in and what it is that you get. Oh, no, this was actually a sale that they had. Okay, so they had a really big sale, and I wound up getting a green and yellow paving machine that's all wheels. Now, I have a couple of other paving machines, but I wanted another green one because the paving company that I'm going to make is green color. So this makes it really easy to just add it in there. These are really nice kits. They go together fairly well. And really, really nice. They're a lot cheaper than spending the $275 for the CMC paving machine. So that's one of the things that I got from them because they had a big sale. They kind of had a clearance sale on those. This one is a police boat from Waking, which I really like. This is really nicely detailed. You can see, you can put some cops on there. It's going to be, you know, bashing down through the water. It's got the twin outboards on it and all. Nice addition for a police department. What else have I got? Oh, this one was one of the trucks that I wanted to see. This is from HO Logistics LLCC. So this is one of their new trucks. Now, from what I remember, they took over the molds from Tonkin, I believe. The last Tonkin vehicles weren't that great because they had the fifth wheel in a really weird place. So I wanted to get at least one of these to see what it looked like. And so I went up with the red. This is a, shoot, what is this one? Oh, I don't even remember what this is. I forget whether this, I think this is the Kenworth. Yeah, this is the Kenworth. Yes, Roy, sorry, but on the West Coast, we use more Kenworth products than we use Peterbilt products. Even though PACCAR, which owns both Kenworth and Peterbilt, are here in Seattle, we mostly get the Kenworth operation. So I wanted to see what this would look like. That's a really long truck. It'll be interesting to see. I might turn that into either a dump truck or pair that with one of the logging things. So this looks pretty nicely detailed. At least it's got a good, nice working fifth wheel on it. That looks like it bends and tilts. So that's a much better improvement from the Tonkin ones that we were getting that had a big solid fifth wheel that was in there. What else did I get? Oh God, there's still more stuff in here. Look, like I said, I'm going to try to tell you that I didn't get just all cars. Automobiles, that is. Vehicles. So what else did I get here? Oh, okay. This is the green Ford, I'm sorry, I have to look at this, Mustang, right? It is the 67, so it is like the Bullet one. It's in metallic green, another Burkina car. They come out with some really, really nice cars. They've got a whole bunch of them out right now in a lot of different age categories. Most of these, I think, are all the Burkina. I decided that I wanted another van. Where I live in Washington, it's not unusual to see these types of vans all over the place. So I got a regular one besides the A-Team one to put on the layout. I thought that would look really cool. And they are nice looking vans, another Burkina type one. And then lastly, I got, oh, what is this? This is the Ford Focus station wagon, or fifth wagon, if you want to call it that, because it's got the lift back in the back. But it's kind of a more modern car, which you would see around here. So I was kind of happy to get one of those. So that was kind of fun. So those are most of the cars and vehicles I think I got so far for the year, but I still got a big box to go through. So a couple more eBay purchases to go through right here. These, I thought about making these myself. I haven't really had the time. Plus I got to figure out what the paint is, match the paint and all that. But these, for some reason, came up on sale in a couple of different sites at the same time. If I remember right, at least I hope that's what this is. This is from Trains, apparently, which I didn't realize I got them from them. But, yeah, this is one of them. Okay. So, and then the other one is going to be right there. But I wound up getting 3 of these. So the Intermountain Railroad Company made a grain train of this color, but this is for the Washington State Transportation Division. So I thought that would be really cool to have on mine, since it's the layout's in Washington State and the train car is from Washington State. And I believe I was able to get 3 of them, and the price was incredible for them. I think they were like 20 bucks or something like that a piece when I finally came out to it. So Either I have 3 cars or I only got 2 of them, and I missed the 3rd auction. God, that's hard to get open. Even with a razor knife. I'm trying not to kill myself here. Okay, packing paper. And so this is another single car. It is a different number than the one that you just previously saw. But these are Intermountains. They came out a while ago, and they've been hard to find. Of course, you know, since they've been out of print, and they were kind of a limited sort of edition car. So I thought, hey, it's my railroad. Might be a little bit out. They might not have run on the thing, but it is another grain car. And you can see this one is 1003. And then this one is the 1009. And they are slightly different types of grain cars. So they had a whole bunch of these painted up in this type of thing, kind of like the Saskatchewan did on theirs. So that's 2 different ones. Oh, okay. So this is Intermountain, but this is Intermountain from Pacific Western Rail Systems, which is different. Intermountain must have made these, and then Pacific Rail sold them. So that's kind of strange. The Pacific Western Rail Systems is up in Canada. One of the train stores that's up there that does some specialized stuff. They also do all the NARC things. Okay, so we're going to take a short little break again, and let me get some more boxes out. I'm going to try to do this switch between the 2 of them in one shot. This was one of my... Really? I didn't know what I ordered. It had been on pre-order for a long time. So this came, I don't know, like November. I think I ordered it about a year ago or something like that. Rapido finally got around to getting some stuff in. What's nice is I'm not going to take everything out of here. I actually had to go look to figure out what it was that I got. But Rapido put out a set. Oh no. It's all in one. Yes, it is. Okay. This is a 6-pack set from Rapido. I think it's 6-pack. It's supposed to be 6-pack. Anyway, I'm not taking these out of the box. But these are the Rapido Trains 65-foot flat cars. Now, I have a lot of flat cars already, right? So why did I need another flat car? Well, if you take a look at this particular one, it happens to be gray with the call numbers DDOX or DODX, right? So these are the Mangor heavy-duty flat cars with the Navy scheme. So I have a big Navy base. It's actually the Bremerton Naval Station has lots and lots of stuff that goes in and out of them. So these are a 6-pack of U.S. Navy single-numbered heavy cars. They brought these out. I think everybody knows. A lot of people got the military ones, the Army ones. This is what really you should have your Abrams tanks on and stuff like that, and your heavy equipment. But I wound up getting the 6-pack. I ordered it a long time ago. It finally came in. It was one of those, hey, look, I got something from Train World. And it's like, what did you get? I'm like, I have no idea. So we're going to put it right back into its nice, neat little box because it has a nice little area for it to go to. But those are my Rapido flat cars. So I told you, not everything was all car related, but there is still some more car stuff to come. We'll get to that in a minute. Now, there was a plea on Roy, Containerman 68's Facebook page about, I got these 2 big boxes from Walters, and what was in them? Well, okay, Roy, I still did not send them to you. Just letting you know. I don't know if he found out who his Secret Santa was or not. But I also got a really large big box from Walters. And why do I have this big box? Well, if you guys paid attention and looked a lot of times, Walters had a huge sale right after Thanksgiving or something like that, where they had their buildings on sale for like 25% off or something like that. So I decided I needed to get some of their things while they were still available. And these are things that I've been kind of looking for, but the prices were just not right. So here's one of them. This is the entire vintage motel hotel with office and restaurant. So one of the towns that I'm looking at in Washington is an old beach town. So it has this type of a hotel, and it actually has this type of a restaurant out in front of it with the office and all that kind of stuff. So I figured that's going to be great. I can just model one of those. It'll be awesome. The Craftsman, whoops, sorry. Let's get that out of the way. It might make it a little bit easier for you. Another Craftsman bungalow house I got those because, again, they were on sale. This was down into the, God, I don't know what it was, like 20 bucks or something like that. I'm sure the receipt's in here someplace. And they also had free shipping when they had this, too. Roof details. Who doesn't need roof details on roofs? Right, so I got those. Again, they were all on sale. Most of these things was on a nice easy sale. So one of the things that I do have, I wanted to see what this looked like, was this utility pole load that you can get for a gondola, but I'm going to use it for flatbeds. One of my industries is going to be a utility pole making industry, so I wanted to see what that would look like and if it was worth getting more of them. Now over here, we got 4 more kits coming out. Yep, lots of them. Chris would be proud of me. I got some houses because, again, houses sometimes are just too expensive at Walters, but these were good priced. So you can see here you have an alternate front that you can put on the house, which means that you can probably do 2 different houses with this. Because you know how Walters kits are, they give you a lot of extra stuff in them. So I got a house. And this is really interesting. So this 2-door house is a newer style house that came out. But when you drive around Seattle and you drive around some of the Pacific Northwest and all that, there's a lot of these Tudor styled houses out in the marketplace. So I had to have one to place on there because you do see these a lot. When my sister was living in the Seattle area, there was a really cool, like 3 or 4 of these houses right down the street from her. So that's always kind of a cool memory. And it was kind of nice that Walters did one of those. This one. Ugh. I decided since it was on sale and it was cheap, I would get this transload element or pavement section. It's supposed to come with a whole bunch of stuff. What's it come with? It comes with a big paved area, 12 pieces of pavement that are 8 by 13 or 8 and 13/16 by 4 and 7/16. So I will have a transload area. And then it also comes with 6 rail liners, 12 cement drip pads, which is what these things are up here. So 12 of these pavement sections. 12 of these composite pavement sections, 4 of these metal track pan sets, 4 of these heavy-duty cement crossing areas, as well as 12 concrete drip pans, 8 cement drip pans, and then 6 inner and outer track walkways. So this kit comes with a lot of things for a lot of different areas and different yards. And it makes it easy to put your track in underneath it and everything all be leveled. So I decided to get one of those. And then the other thing that I got, which has been around for a little while and I'm waiting for to go on a good sale, is this vintage grocery store. There is actually 1 or 2 grocery stores in the area that I'm doing that look exactly like this. So I had to get one of these for at least one of my towns that I can model and show it. So again, this was a really big bargain price. Lots of kits you see here. And the amount was just over $200 for all of these Walters kits. So they had a huge sale. I took advantage of it and got some of the things that I wanted to get. So that was really cool. So now let me show you my last thing that I got, because everybody will be like, why did you get that? And I'll show you why. Okay, last but not least, it's a big black box. Well, no, it's actually not a big black box. There are several boxes in here. This is, I got them on eBay, so I wanted to see how they were going to work. My in-laws, my mother and father-in-law decided to get me this because it was on my Amazon list. And these are, give me a minute to open this up. These are N-scale train car holders. So when you're going to the club, or if you just don't want to have your stuff laying around, right, you're going to put them in a train car holder. We've seen them. There's different people have different things. Chris has used a bunch of different things on his layout, from Go Via or Go Home, right? But this is an N scale. Yeah, I know. Everything I just showed you was all HO scale. But now, one of the other things that I showed you guys a lot of, my car collections, right? Some of the new cars that I got, the new trucks that I got, some of the other stuff that I have online, okay? Cool thing about this box. So, N scale, it's a cardboard box. It has the hard polyurethane foam in it. And this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 rows for N-scale cars. So you figure if an N-scale car is about like that big, you could probably put 3. So 3 times 9, 27 cars maybe? Or something like that. Or if you model HO scale and you do a lot of work with your cars and trucks, they fit, most of the cars and trucks will fit into the N-gauge scale, N-scale size arena. Now some of these, this is not fitting quite as well as some of the other N-scale ones that I've had. It doesn't look like it's going to fit the tractor trailer truck too well that I have. It will fit the cars though, which is nice. So this is going to be too good for trucks, but it looks like it's definitely going to fit cars in there. Hopefully you guys can see that. Oh, I'm sorry. So anyway, it can fit in cars and trucks. Now I'm sure I can take out one of these areas, one of these rows, and I could easily fit in tractor trailer trucks, right? So I could put trucks in here as well. So I have a lot of cars and trucks, as you guys have known over the years, and it's really hard to protect, especially the cars. So when I do modernize details on cars and things like that, I don't have a way to protect them that well. So these will be really nice for the cars. It looks like if I order these people again, it'll be better for me to get the HO size inserts for the trucks instead of me having to cut out the ones here in the N scale. So I'll have to take a look at that. This almost looks like it's Z scale, but these were supposed to be N scale, from what I remember. Yep, it says N gauge, so who knows exactly what scale they're coming from. They're made in China. But the nice thing is, like I said, my cars will fit in there. And I have an awful lot of cars. Like when I finish off like building one of this cars, because this is a nice little kit. It doesn't take much to put together. It's got an interior. It's got the exterior. This is a Z300, a 380Z. I'm actually going to build this for one of my coworkers. Got the tires in it and all that kind of stuff. And when I'm done with it, I don't have a place to put it. This box, it's going to rattle around too much. It's just too big. But stick it right on in there, and it'll be nice and safe, and I'll always be able to get it. So this was kind of a good buy. Again, this was off of Amazon. It makes it easier when you're cross country and all that to get presents that way. So I'm going to try this out. I have a bunch of cars I got to put in anyway so that they don't get smashed up. And this is a little bit better protection than inside of a tackle box. So I might order the HO scale ones to see if I can do it for my trucks. And then I'll be happier because then I won't be destroying trucks and fire trucks that I spent a lot of time on. Okay, that wraps up everything that I got over the past couple of months when you guys haven't seen me. So again, I have a lot more projects that are coming up, new things, ways to store stuff and all that. Plus, yes, I'm still getting my mini prints of the month. I wasn't going to go over all of those, but I'm still on Bernard's mailing list. I still get my mini prints every month. I'm way behind on those. And the funny thing is this year ended kind of crazy, not the way that I wanted to end. The whole shakeup at work and all that really took a lot. I was doing a lot of overtime, plus I had to put travel in there. I also now have another employee who doesn't want to travel as much, so I had to take a trip in place of them. And the next year, the beginning of this next year, we didn't quite make our quota. Well, not our quota, but we weren't able to schedule everything that we needed to in 2025. So the beginning of 2026, we're changing stuff at work, and at the same time, we're also having to make up a whole bunch of items that we didn't finish in December in January. So my team is starting right off going out. And I just found out just this morning that starting January 5th, I have to go to federal jury duty. So I get to spend my time in downtown Seattle at the federal courthouse for the first week that we come back from work. So that's going to be interesting. So I've got a little bit of work to do before the end of the year for work so that I can get those guys all set up and ready to go while I'm out for however long I am out for. I was supposed to have jury duty the month of December, but I put it off because of the cruise. And federal jury duty, you kind of can't get out of. And then I told them I'd be ready for January 5th. And they had me scheduled for 3 weeks in December. So I have no idea how long I'm going to be on. It didn't say anything in the emails. So my hectic year just keeps going. I know I haven't been on live streams and I haven't been doing a whole bunch of stuff lately, just trying to wrap my mind around everything that's going on and doing all the changes and having to kind of step up into the management role, as well as some other things around the house and all. So yeah, it's been tough. And the live streams, they're already at bad times for me to begin with, but with traffic and with flooding in the Seattle area and all of the different work things, it's been tough to get and see you guys. So hopefully I might have some more time and I'll be on live streams, but if not, I'm going to get on the live streams when I can. If not, I'll at least try to get on there and give you guys a thumbs up. Thanks for everybody. I hope you guys all have a great new year. My new year is going to be challenging, but it's just something I got to work through and get through it all. So kind of like everybody else has had lots of tough work challenges during this period of time. And so hopefully I'll have some time to clean up and put stuff away and get more organized, and maybe I can get back into the hobby for a little bit. But you guys all have a great New Year's, and I'll be thinking of you, and I'll get on the streams when I can. This is Steve87 saying goodbye.